One night, about a month or so after Rosemary passed away and went to be with Jesus, I found this note. I went into the study and I picked up an old Bible that I hadn't used in years and took it in the kitchen and wiped it off. It was a little dusty, and I opened it up and I found this note, and I have any idea when she wrote this, but it says, "I love you very much, Ronnie." She used to call me Ronnie, and she signed it, "Your Sweetie Petey." That was my nickname for her, Sweetie Petey. And like I say, I don't know when she put it in there, but I sure needed it that night. I'm Ron Dodge from Thibodaux, Louisiana, and my wife Rosemary, who was my bride for 45 years, when we were coming back from Montana in Oklahoma in the summer of 1998, July 8th, she got a seizure. Of course, we didn't know what had happened because both of us have been in very good health, and within 4 weeks we found out that she had a brain tumor, and subsequently was operated on, and she lived for 13 months after that and passed away. And we found out that what caused her brain tumor was Diet Coke, aspartame. It's deadly, deadly poison. In fact, it's 3 deadly poisons in one. It's made up of aspartic acid, phenylalanine, and methanol. And all 3 of them are neurotoxins. They cross the blood-brain barrier and attack the brain, excite the brain cells to death, cause tumors. Of course, they cause breast tumors too, and Alzheimer's, lupus, blindness, fibromyalgia, heart attacks. My brother-in-law died from drinking too much Diet Coke with a heart attack. So this stuff is deadly, and millions of people are already dead from this, and millions of more are going to die. And what's really sad is that I found out that they knew it was poison when they put it in there. They knew it would do these things. They already tested it, and it caused brain tumors and other problems. And the FDA had turned it down in the 60s, 70s, and in the 80s. Monsanto bought out Cyril Drug, began to manufacture this stuff, paid off the FDA. They turned it down, but the head of the FDA, Hayes, overrode the board, okayed this stuff, and they put it on the market. And the soft drink industry issued a 16-page report condemning it before it was okayed by the FDA. But once the FDA okayed it, they jumped on it and made millions on it. And if you're using any kind of diet products, you're going to die. It's just that simple. It'll kill you. And the patent rights ran out. Now they're putting this aspartame in over 9,000 products. So not just diet products, but it's in regular products instead of sugar, or mixing it with sugar. And they don't even have to put it on the label as aspartame. However, one of the 3 poisons in aspartame, they do have to, by law, label it, and that's phenylalanine. That has to be put on the label. And if it has that on the label, you know it's got aspartame in it. Avoid it like the plague. Their families are dying, and they don't even know why. And this is why. This is what's giving them the diseases that they're getting. Rosemary, she was such a beautiful, talented lady, and she did not deserve to die like this. Don't let your family die. Get them off this stuff. If you got to slap it out of their hand, it's better to make them mad than to have them dead. It's hard for me to get out of the grocery because every time I go in there, I see people with diet drinks in their baskets, and I've got to stop them and tell them. Of course, I've warned thousands of people about this because I know that they're going to die. Them or their husband or wives, and you just have to warn them. In fact, when I warn anybody, I make them promise that they will warn at least 10 other people, and make these people promise to warn 10 others. If everybody does that, this word will spread like wildfire. I thought it was just for the money that they did this. Then I found out the head of Monsanto is a Bilderberger, one of the men that run the world. you know, and their agenda is to reduce the population of the world by 80%. So this is a killing machine that they're using. Like I say, millions are dead, hundreds of millions will die before this thing's over with, worldwide. You know, there's a lot of symptoms that arise when you're drinking this stuff or eating something with aspartame in it. You know, headaches, blurred vision, sometimes it affects the stomach, heart palpitations. That's what affects different people in different ways. There's a very good website that you can acquire a lot of information on, and that's doorway.com. DORWAY.com. Or you can also punch in just aspartame, and there's a lot of information will come up. Or another website, aspartamekills.com. You can also go to infowars.com and then click up on aspartame. And it'll give you a tremendous amount of information. Not only that, on infowars.com you can see how they're using these kind of things to control population in the world. Men like Ted Turner, whose quote was that the world can only sustain 350 million people and everyone else has to be eliminated. This is a quote that he made about 3 years ago. And last year he gave $1 billion to the United Nations for population control. So this is their mindset, and these are the kind of men that are creating these kind of problems, as well as a lot of other biological problems in the world. So get informed, find out what's going on, and get on those websites and get educated, and tell your neighbor, tell your friends. We need to help stop this thing as soon as we can.
Well, Ron, you have been a great help to us in rebuilding the church at Mount Carmel, and you drove. How many hours did you drive?
It's 10, 11 hours.
Just God bless you for speaking out about this issue, because I don't think there's a handful of people that are speaking out against it. Just tell us one more, how does it, explain to the people how it makes you feel that these people has killed your wife.
Rosemary and I were in a business together, and we have a big changeable sign in front of our business, which we closed down now, you know. And I put up on that sign for everybody to read that goes by.